Welcome to the journey. I'm going to start my mini series now, and this is going to be a three-part. I'm going to start today with talking about awakening, as there was a lot of people that are waking up, and it can be very confusing and very scary because of the chaos that's happening. And so I'm going to start by teaching. Awakening is something that is something deep inside you that begins to awaken. It is something that you feel in the depth of your soul that something that is truly wrong. Something is really, really wrong. It could be mean different things for different people. It could be a deep pain um, or a deep fear of something. All in all, an awakening is something is not right, something that is not clear. There's something in your mind and something in your heart and soul that begins to vibrate on a different level. It begins to you begin to feel certain things that you have never felt before, such as more confusion about who you are. You start questioning what's happening to me, what's going on with me, why am I thinking these things, why am I feeling these things. All these feelings is actually quite normal. It's quite normal to feel these things, especially if you're just beginning to wake up. Um, Awakening means that you're becoming aware of yourself. You're beginning, not yet scratching the surface, but you're beginning to become aware of the world around you. And that can be a very scary situation, especially when the world you're waking up to is in such chaos. Um, these effects can be fear of not knowing what's going on, fear of what's going on with you. Something is happening. You don't feel right. You don't feel the same as you did yesterday or you did a year ago. Um, you may feel fearful of what's going on around you, your family, your friends, your neighbors. All the that symptom is quite normal. The confusion comes in just not knowing what is happening or not knowing what has happened or what is going to happen. The confusion can begin with yourself, not knowing anything. You can't remember anything. That can make you feel almost in shock. I've known a lot of people and spoken to a lot of people that over the years that have woken up and was in complete shock. Um, this is normal. People that have not been awakened or haven't been awake for a very, very long time, this would be a complete, total shock, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. It is a complete shock to the system that not only are you waking up to a world with chaos, but you are beginning to become aware that everything that you were ever told to believe in is a lie. Everything about yourself and what um, others told you who you were becomes a complete lie. Um, Awakening makes you become an outcast. When you wake up, you start kind of remembering certain things, like it could be maybe a past life, it could be something that you've done before, but you had no current memory of it. Becoming an outcast, almost like a black sheep of your family. You start feeling certain things, ability wise. you start explaining things to people, either your family or friends or your co-workers or whomever. And 10 to 1, they kind of explain it away or try to hush you up or just completely ignore you. Um, this is a common reaction to people that are waking up, to people that are still waking up and have been waking up, is becoming an outcast. Um, it's quite lonely, and people that are waking up do feel quite lonely. They do feel more fearful because they don't understand what is going on. And I feel that it's important that people that are awakened and they are aware and they have full understanding of what is happening around the world around them, and have knowledge. I, I believe that it's important for people like us to reach out to them and not cast them out as sheeps, because those sheeps, like it or not, are our brothers and sisters. And all of us were once asleep too. So we have to kind of show more compassion towards them, because being an outcast and waking up into a world filled with illusion and chaos is a horrible way when no one is around you that supports you or cares enough to sit down and listen. And that's all that these people want, is someone to sit down and listen. Um, Dealing with the effects of awakening is a constant shift. You're always shifting. You feel like you're always moving back and forth. Becoming awakened is a choice. It's something that is within you, that is connected. It's based on spiritual connection. Um, the effects is can be quite painful physically. The shifts again is consciousness, it's physical, it's mentally, it's emotional, because we are connected to all things, all living things. Everything is spirit. We are a spirit. That's energy. And so we are connected to everything, every life form, everything. And we have to kind of step back a bit. And it's easy to wake up. No, sorry. It's harder to stay awake once awakened. When you become awakened, it is 10 times harder to stay awake, because the mental environment is not balanced. And when it's not balanced, when the earth is unbalanced, that makes us unbalanced. And when there is constant attack on the spiritual essence, I like to call it essence, because it's spirit. It's something that comes from the creator. It's a light source, and that is constantly being bombarded by predator energies. People call them Illuminati or whatever they want to label them. I don't really care. Labeling them gives them power. Naming them gives them power. So I just go by predator energies, because that's what it is. Everything is energy. And so waking up and staying awake is a challenge. It is an everyday challenge. Maintaining your balance is an everyday challenge, especially especially when the mental environment is so brutal right now. Um, surrounding, trying to find people, especially when you're just starting to wake up. It's more now than it was 5 years ago or 10 years ago. more people now are awakened, and those that are just beginning to awaken, they can find people that can help them and to assist them, because it's very hard to stay awake, like I said. Um, there's so much stuff going on, and it's hard, and it's so easy to fall back to sleep, either to not believing what's happening, or fear is another contributor to falling back to sleep. um, Emotional distress, the shock, denial, but truth is truth, and fact is fact, and reality is reality, and we can't continue to run from reality or to dismiss the reality of what is actually happening here on this planet, and the constant genocide of this planet. So the awakening is your constant you it's something that is personal. It's an individual journey. It's something that everyone has to do on their own for a bit, because when you awaken up, you're just beginning to go into the rabbit hole. And when you go into the rabbit hole, you are searching through the mess, trying to find out what is going on, working through the illusion to find the truth about yourself, about your history, about who you are, about what happened in the past, what's happening in the present, because there's so much garbage that is piled in. It takes quite a while to sort through all that mess mentally, especially when the mental environment has been so severely severed. And that's with everyone. It has been damaged. And when you become awakened, and the more that you continue the struggle, and I find that when people are awakening, they have a lot of questions. It's important to start asking lots of questions. Asking people that are awakened lots of questions, any kind of questions. That's the first thing I found when a lot of people used to come to me when they're first starting to wake up, is asking lots of questions about just about everything and anything, just to get some kind of answers, or some kind of confirmation about what is really going on. Is this really happening? Um, you know, I don't know what other people's perception is about awakening. I do know a little bit, but awakening isn't something that is meant to be a beautiful thing. It can be, um, but in reality, evolution is is not easy. It's not meant to be easy, because if it was, what would we learn? And what kind of knowledge and wisdom would we gain? So awakening is part of that evolution. It is the entrance way of self-exploration, self-discovery. One thing I find about human beings is that we are very, very interested in ourselves, in who we are, what's our makeup, what's our DNA makeup, what's about our past, about everything, um, cosmically, Earth, everything. That's something that human beings can use, especially when people are waking up, because they have filled with questions that they would like to be answered, and not being felt isolated by being called a sheep, because again, has human behavior Um, we kind of do this ourselves. We self-isolate each other because just because, for example, I'm awakened and that person isn't, we have to discriminate those people as sheeps. It's kind of the black and white thing, you know. So be mindful with your thoughts and emotions, because people that are still waking up need assistance, need guidance through this. That's what the journey is providing assistance to those that are in need of it. And there is, what, 8 billion people on this planet? We all need assistance. And that's part of the awakening as well, is those people that are awakened, it is their responsibility to assist when it is needed, and to help as much as we can when someone asks you a question. Discriminating against them, it doesn't work. This is not what evolution is about. That's just forcing in more fear, more confusion, and that's really complying with the predator energy. That's just, stupidity, really. So yeah, that's about it about for the awakening. Um, how to deal with the effects. Forgot to get to that part of the awakening. People usually start meditating. I find that a good percentage of people that are beginning to awaken or have been awakened, they meditate a lot. Meditation really helps, especially when you're just beginning to awaken. It clears your mind. It helps you to find answers within yourself. I'm a big believer of anybody that's awakening is to meditate, to learn how to have self-discipline in your mind and search for the answers within yourself. Because the fact is, and the reality is, anybody can tell you what you want to hear and not what you need to hear. Of course, if we all ask about our history, it's in a complete lie. So doing your own research, searching within yourself, I find is absolutely mandatory for people that are waking up. It is crucial that they begin immediately to meditate and to research on their own and to come up with their own conclusion of what feels right to them. Because I'm like, for example, my truth isn't someone else's truth. And so therefore I can't give people answers that they seek for, because everything is inside. Um, Another thing about people, how to deal with the effects is find out as much information. Ask people, talk to them, talk to people that are awakened and that are waking up. Start a conversation. See where people are. One of the things about awakening is that, and another thing that the predator energies don't want is people to start talking. We need to start talking and stop paying so much attention to what Obama did last week, because that's just complying to them. It doesn't matter what people think about it. It is what it is. But start talking to each other. Because when you talk to each other, you start finding out answers. You start answering your own questions about what's going on, about yourself, about everything. Another, again, ask lots of questions. Have lots of alone time. People that are waking up should have a significant amount of alone time. This is time for yourself to really get to know yourself, to find comfort in being by yourself, because once you start awakening, you're going to find out that you are going to be by yourself for a very long time, and to find peace, inner joy of being by yourself. Because when you're by yourself, you have no outside influence to tell you how to think and how to feel and what to believe in and what to hope for. So I truly recommend that people that are awakening and just beginning to make time. Go out and go for a walk. Barricade, lock yourself in your room. Put on some music. Put on some candles. Go be with nature. Just be by yourself. Because that is when all the answers that you seek will come, when that stillness comes in. And it's just you with yourself and the Creator. That's what awakening people need to have. And keep a journal. I'm highly for journals. I have, I don't know, 500 different kind of journals since I don't know when. So keep a journal. Journals are important. It keeps, it just helps you to sort out your feelings, to sort out your thoughts. It keeps you, it's like it's almost recording your life. It keeps you to remember. It helps you to remember and to maintain that awareness. I find that journals is very therapeutic, especially those that are in great pain. Because when you awaken, you are in great pain. Cause it's nothing that is beautiful to being in pain, because you just realize that your whole entire life about who you are, the life that you thought you were living, is a lie. It's not true. And that causes great pain. And just keep a journal. Write when you do, write when you can. When a thought comes or a feeling comes, just take 5 minutes out of your day. Make it part of your alone time. Time to yourself, time to reflect. Write about how your day is, because learning about your own emotions and thoughts helps you to better understand how you are, who you are, and how you work. And it helps you to find control over these emotions, because emotions and thoughts can will have a manifestation for more grief or more joy. So keep a journal, keep write as much as you want. Doesn't matter when you want. When you feel the need, when you're in such emotional stress, that's a great time to pull out a book and start writing about it. Nothing worse is keeping it all inside, and then you're having those thoughts of doing something, and then you just cause another chaos around you. Laws of attraction, So yeah, that's about it for today. For the awakening. Again, this is going to be 3 parts. The next part would be awakened versus awakening, which is something totally different. I'll explain that the next time. Again, I hope I answered some of your questions about awakening. It's something very spiritual. It's something very, very, very deep. It's a deep knowing. It's almost like a deep hunger for something more. You feel that you are something more than what they led you to believe. And that is the reality. That is truth. You are more than what you were led to believe. It is just takes time to figure that out. Because evolution, there is no time. A wise person told me, you have nothing but time. Um, so keep that in mind, that this is part of the evolution. Evolution is not meant to be in la la land and having your head in the clouds. It's dealing with reality and facts, and working through it, and finding a more positive way, thinking for yourself. Because when you're thinking, you are coming up with solutions, and we'll get into that further down. And so, yeah, be mindful for those that are awakened. Be mindful of your thoughts. They're not sheeps. People that are waking up, or people that are waking up and they're angry, they're not sheeps, because we were once too. Um, be mindful, be helpful, show heartfelt compassion, because we have a generation that is watching us, and what we do and how we show by example will reflect on what they're going to do in the future. So be very, very mindful of that one. So that's it for the night. As you can see, it's getting dark here, and lights are pretty dim around here. Don't like a lot of light. Bothers my eyes. So that's about it. I'll see you next time. Probably in the next couple of weeks, I'll do part 2 of the Awakening series, and the 3-part series there. And so, yeah, just be mindful, be loving, show some compassion, and we'll be all just fine. Have a great night. Stay safe wherever you are, and much love and light.